Alright, take two. I had to delete the first one. Shit, but yeah, so this is my prediction video. So what is it? Shit, we week 4? Yeah, we week 4, right? At Tampa Bay. Injuries on Tampa Bay. They don't have Godwin, they don't have Evans. Shit. And you know, I'm heavy in these Eagle streams on YouTube. Huge fan. Shout out to all the content makers. Shout out to all the platforms. Shout out to all the very professional platforms. You know what I mean? You know, Joe Castro, Philly 500, Laura Bronson, Desert Eagle. Man, so many, man. This is why I love this season. Because I get the, you know, everybody see me in the chats, man. I'm a mod, I'm a member, all that shit. Rocking a Jerome Brown jersey. This is my favorite jersey. Shout out to Jacob Media Sports. They're going to be calling the game play-by-play. All the major Philadelphia Eagles streamers are, you know, they're calling the game play-by-play. So, but my prediction, if we talking about a score, I got 13-10 Eagles off a field goal. The main reason is we playing in Tampa, that humidity, and I said that Tampa Bay got injuries on offense, their wide receivers, yada yada yada. But we got injuries too. We got injuries too. You know, Nolan Smith is you know, he messed up his pectoral. I think it's his pectoral or his tricep, one of the two. So I don't think he's playing. There's other injuries too that's going around lingering. Not sure about Landon Dickerson. You know, Lane Johnson. He has that stinger, that neck injury, that stinger. It's a lot going on with our team. But I got 13-10. If not 16-10. But it's gonna be off a field goal. Special teams gonna come through for us. I got Jake Elliott winning the game for us. It's not gonna be a pretty matchup. I see Jalen Hurts doing what Jalen Hurts do. Of course, running outside the pocket. If he don't see no shit, he gonna run. What I would like to see is us passing to Goddard more, because Goddard is Goddard is an X factor, because in Tampa Bay they don't have no linebackers to defend Goddard up the middle, and we never pass in the middle. You know what I mean? So I need us to get the ball to Goddard more. I actually see Saquon. I see Saquon Barkley actually scoring. I see Saquon having a hell of a day. You know, and I know he's been in a funk the past 2-3 weeks. He's been in a funk. But what you expect, you know, he's coming off over 2,000 yard season, you know. And honestly, you know, so what he's not doing as much as he did last season, because, you know, the first 3 games of last season, you know, he's 100, 150, 150, 200, you know what I mean? But it's like what you expect, you know what I mean? But I see Saquon actually doing about a $120 today, you know. I see him doing about a $120 today, but we gonna get him probably around a third quarter, third or fourth quarter. We gonna see him shine, you know, just close it down a little bit. I see Jalen at least running about 65, 55, you know. But I got us in a tight game, 13-10, if not 16-10, you know. And this is all because, you know, like I said, Tampa Bay, the weather there, the humidity is hot, injuries, the weather and stuff. Tampa Bay, you know, the Bucs are used to playing out there. You know what I mean? Us, it's going to be cramps, fucking people dehydrated. Tampa Bay is going to test our conditioning, especially for Jalen Carter. Because if you notice the last 3-4 games or whatever, Jalen Carter is supposed to be our best defensive player on the team. It's conditioning. That's a problem right now. They're going to test that. And you seen Jordan Davis big ass moving, that field goal block to the end zone. Jordan Davis, he probably still tired from running that whole football field. You know what I mean? So our defense is going to be tested, man. But I got a tight game. You see me on the streams, I will post them. You know what I mean? But shout out to all y'all. Shout out to Bucs fans. Good luck to y'all. Hope we have a good-ass game. You know what I mean? Win or lose, I'm still going to talk shit about your team. Go Birds.